Frazier defends to advance, and he puts it down! .4 to play. Jackson to inbound. It goes off to Frazier. It's over. And Temple is...
I guess it's called March Madness for a reason. Owlsports Update starts now.
Welcome to Owlsports Update. Alongside Noelle Roby, I'm Jillian Marshall. At Temple, the basketball season is over, but not before a last-second win and a double overtime loss.
The men traveled more than 2,400 miles into the desert to take on the Nittany Lions in round one. Updates insider Dan Koob is in the newsroom with more on how Temple fared in the Grand Canyon State.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, ladies. Thanks. Traveling across the country to play a team just a few hours down I-80 seemed a little strange, but when Penn State and Temple met in the first round over the weekend, it was well worth the trip. This was one of those games fans will remember for a long time. Let's take a look. The Owls getting ready to mix it up with the Nittany Lions in Tucson, a game they probably could have played in Hershey at the end of the first half. Off the steal, a 4-on-1 for the Owls. It's Khalif Wyatt to Raleigh Jefferson, who finishes in transition. Owls go into the half with a 2-point lead. Just a minute into the second half, Lavoie rejected by Jeff Brooks, but take a closer look. Brooks dislocates his shoulder on the play. The Nittany Lions lose their leading rebounder for the rest of the game. Later in the second half here, Khalif Wyatt bangs in a 3 to put the Owls back up 2. The two teams were never separated by more than 4 points the entire half. 4 minutes and change. Ramon Moore, difficult 2 points right there. Finished with 23 on 10 of 16 shooting. Moore misses the 3 here, but Lavoie Allen, the only senior on the floor, gets the rebound and the putback, his only basket of the game. Finished with 11 rebounds. Now we get into crunch time. Penn State down 3, 23 seconds to go. You know who they're going to get the ball to. It's Taylor Battle from East College Avenue. Ties it up at 54. But the Temple Owls were tired of being one and done. One ball game with the Rock.
Don't give Penn State time. If you're Penn State, you got to block out. You don't want to get beat on tipping. Fernandez. Frazier defends to advance, and he puts it down! .4 to play. Jackson to inbound. It goes off to Frazier. It's over. And Temple has won.
You saw it in the cold open. 2 of his 23 ball game. Owls win 66-64 for their first tournament victory in 10 years. The tournament win was also Fran Dunphy's first here at Temple. Before this win, Coach Dunphy was 0 for 3 in first-round games on North Broad Street and had lost 11 consecutive tournament games dating back to his time at Penn. Ladies, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Dan. With momentum from the Penn State win, Temple found itself in a tougher spot in round 2 against second-seeded San Diego State. And while Penn State was a nail-biter, San Diego State was a barn-burner. Updates Rudy Mezzi traveled with the Owls and has more.
They had just done something that hadn't been done in 10 years, but they had only won the battle. The war continued 2 days later. After defeating Penn State, the Temple Owls had to face the San Diego State Aztecs in Tucson, Arizona. Playing from behind all game, Lavoie Allen hit a hook shot to tie it up with less than a minute left in regulation. But after 40 minutes of play, there was no winner. In the first overtime, Juan Fernandez gave the Owls an early lead, throwing down their first 5 points. But after 5 more minutes, still no winner. In their longest game of the year, the Owls proved to be tired in the second overtime, falling to the Aztecs 71-64. But it was quite an effort. The Aztecs, a 2 seed, were the favorite, but Ramon Moore thought the Owls would match up pretty well.
Coming into the game, we thought we could play with those guys. I think we got out to a slow start. I told the guys in the huddle, we've been here before, early in the game against Penn State, we got down 10. So, I try to just tell the guys to keep our heads, and I think we did that.
And Coach Fran Dunphy talks about why even when his team gets knocked down, they always manage to get back up.
I would like to think it's the character of the individuals who make up the group. And we work pretty hard at it, but every team works hard at it. But these guys have been a special group, and we have a lot of guys coming back, so you just hope that we can sustain the momentum that we have. But it's a special group of guys. They're good people. They take care of one another. they're a good family.
Well, the road ends here in Tucson for the Temple Owls, but this team has a lot to be proud of. Reporting for Owlsports, I'm Rudy Mezzi.
Temple ends a great season with some real impressive numbers. 14-2 in the A10, 26-8 overall. The Owls averaged 70 points per game. During the 2010-2011 season, the Owls never lost a game at the Liacouras Center with a home win streak of 22 games. The Owls were second in the A10 and advanced to the second round of the NCAA tournament, and for the first time in 10 years. As for the graduating class, Temple will lose seniors LaVoy Allen and Dutch Gately.
Filling LaVoy's shoes will be tough. He's been a starter on the men's team all 4 years. That's more than 130 games on North Broad. He's also the program's all-time rebound leader. Updates, Josh Roltenberg was also in Arizona with the Owls and spoke with the big man following the last game.
LaVoy Allen had a memorable career as a Temple Owl. He was a major contributor on both the offensive and defensive sides of the ball. LaVoy loved playing on this team, but he says it's the small things he'll miss.
It's been a great 4 years. I made a lot of friends. Hopefully our friendships last longer than my basketball career. And I'm gonna miss it. Miss putting on this Temple jersey.
Head coach Fran Dunphy recruited Allen 4 years ago. And now that LaVoy's career is over, Coach Dunphy took some time to reflect on his star's accomplishments.
4 straight years of going to NCAA tournaments and having just a remarkable run for us. And we're going to miss him greatly. He's been a special player, and we will talk about that for a long time to come.
LaVoy Allen will leave school as Temple's all-time leading rebounder. During his time as an Owl, LaVoy never boasted about his play. But his teammate Scooty Randall said he never had to.
LaVoy was the leader of this team. He didn't say much, but the things that he did and, the way he was out on the court and the way he carried himself, he helped us out a lot. He showed us a lot of things being here. Me 3 years behind LaVoy, so it's just tough right now.
And even though his collegiate career is over, LaVoy says he's not finished playing the game he grew up loving.
To finish out the school year, start preparing, working out, getting ready for draft workouts and stuff like that.
The loss to San Diego State University marked the end of the career for LaVoy Allen. And as the players and head coaches explained, he was more than just another guy on this team. Reporting for Owlsports, I'm Josh Roltenberg.
And now on to football. Some Temple football players got a chance to show their skills last Friday when NFL scouts and even Andy Reid came to Chodoff Field to watch them work out for Pro Day. While there were plenty of NFL hopefuls on hand, most of the attention was focused on one upperclassman. Owlsports reporter Ryan Palmer has more.
And all across the Temple campus, some of the university's best football players were trying to build their own resume in the shadow of NFL scouts. Temple held its Pro Timing Day last Friday at Chodoff Field. 20 players from Temple and nearby schools participated in the event, showcasing their skills to scouts from all 32 NFL teams. Temple senior safety Jaquan Jarrett went through a similar workout at the NFL Combine last month.
My biggest goal coming into today was to just show the scouts that I've improved over the last couple of weeks compared to what I did at the Combine.
Although the event featured mostly senior players, most of the attention was on one Temple junior entering the draft a year early. Defensive tackle Muhammad Wilkerson is projected to become only the 3rd player in program history to be taken in the first round of the NFL draft.
It's a great honor, coming from Temple, people have their opinions about Temple. We don't play against great competition, things of that nature, but for me to, be possibly a first-round guy, it's a great thing, I'm happy.
Even though he will be losing a star player for next season, new head coach Steve Adazio believes it's time for Wilkerson to make this move.
I really believe that you've got to care what's best for them in their future. And if that means that the best opportunity is you got a chance to be a first-round draft pick, it's tremendous. You got to go do that.
Wilkerson's decision to enter the draft a year early is especially unique because of the current labor disagreement between the NFL players and owners. Wilkerson knows there may not be a season next year, but he has a plan to be ready whenever a new agreement is reached.
Just keep working, training, because the agreement can be made at any day. And, my job is, if it's still a lockout, just keep training and working hard, stay in shape.
Thanks, Ryan. As we go to break, we have some sad news coming from the Temple community. Senior football manager Michelet Daughtry has passed away.
She lost her 3-year battle with cancer Tuesday night. Daughtry was a 4-year manager for the Owls, working the sidelines for Temple's first bowl game since 1979, when the Owls took on UCLA in the Eagle Bank Bowl 2 seasons ago. Misley Daughtry has left us at the age of 21.
Pull your face mask down. All right. What about the chest guard? It looks loose. Is it loose? All right, what about the shin guards? All right. Okay. Here comes the heat. Bring it in. Bring it in. Good hustle.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
There are 380,000 NCAA student athletes. And most of us will go pro
in something other than sports.
In something other than sports. To learn more, go to ncaa.org.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Hello.
Chrissy, hey.
Hey, Alex.
How are you?
Alex? Alex?
Oh.
Hello. I'm Mrs. Garcia. We've heard a lot about you. He is cute. Stop.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
Welcome back to Owlsports Update and the women's tournament, where the Owls were out west, Salt Lake City to be exact. Temple came in a 10th seed, a few notches lower than most would have thought. During their selection show, the women came up 10, when you could have seen all of the surprise on their faces. Most thought Temple would have grabbed a 7th seed, but it all worked out well in the first round against Arizona. In the game against Arizona State, Temple dominated, leading by as many as 24 points in the second half. Veronica McCauley led all scorers with 12 points. Shea Petty added 10 points and 6 steals. The Owls beat the Sun Devils 63-45. In round 2, the Fighting Irish brought on a pot goal that was too hot to handle. The teams battled it out until the second half as Notre Dame brought the shooting game in 60% from the field. Shea Petty put up 21 points, but with all of the Owls' effort, they got knocked out in the tournament, a 77-64 loss.
Overall, I think we had a really successful season, especially we started off pretty rocky. We were under 500 for a big portion at the beginning of the season. And, you know, once we hit the A-10 schedule, we were undefeated up until we played Xavier. And that really got us rolling. And we made a name for ourselves. You know, people really know who we are.
The women's team has gone to 10 NCAA tournaments in all school history, but has never advanced past the second round. The women ended this year at 24-9.
Since both rounds of the tournament for the men and women were thousands of miles away, Temple held a viewing party in Mitten Hall for fans. Hundreds of students filled Great Court to watch the Owls compete nationally. There were food and beverages for all the dedicated fans. And best of all, Temple picked up the bill. I wish I could have been able to go to the viewing party. I could have gone for some free pizza.
Oh, I know, me too. Pizza, soda, be perfect right about now.
All right, let's go into the nest. Redshirt junior Steve Nicorak is Temple's Athlete of the Week. The infielder has a .625 batting average and improved his personal hitting streak to 10 games. He was also named A10 and Big 5 Player of the Week.
Nicorak is also a key player in Temple's baseball team and their current 10-game winning streak. And they kept that streak alive with a walk-off against Monmouth. The 6-5 win at Skip Wilson Field was wrapped up the team's non-conference schedule.
And Temple women's gymnastics team flipped and flew all over Brown University at the ECAC Championship. Freshman Jasmine Johnson and junior Corrine Williams tied for first on the floor, and junior Katie Watson placed second all around.
That's going to be here for us at Owlsports Update.
I'm Jillian Marshall for Noelle Roby and the rest of the Owlsports crew. Thank you for watching. Remember, you can keep up to date on all things Temple athletics by logging on to owlsports.com. See ya.